Hello, everyone, and welcome to Painless Universal, a conversation with me and Welsh. Today's guest is a fellow sickle cell warrior, and that always gets me excited because I always love sharing my story with people with chronic illness. I know I talk about all kinds of pain, difficulties as a woman, as a guy, whatever kind of pain we all go through. It could be economic pain to the government, it could be corporate pain, whatever. But when it comes to sickle cell, that's very close to my heart. As you always know, I would like talking about myself with living with sickle cell, the challenges I faced. This young lady is amazing. She's overcome so much. Her name is Jill. She'll be joining us today and meet her now.
I would have told my younger self that you are enough. My name is Jewel. I have sickle cell type SS. Just because you deal with these issues and you may not be the normal that everyone thinks, you are your own new normal. So you're enough. You don't have to be something that you're not. You don't have to portray this type of facade of who you think you should be. You're enough. You're fine. Like, just because you have chronic invisible illness and you're in the hospital all the time, that doesn't negate the fact that you're an amazing human being.
Wow. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to Painless Universal, a conversation with myself. I'm absolutely delighted. Where are you in the States? What part of the States are you?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. Nice meeting you. And I'm
Nice to meet
absolutely
you.
honored and glad that you took my invitation request. And sorry about the time mixed up because I'm not sure. I said yes, and all of a sudden, sorry about that.
It happens. It happens.
Thank you. You're
No
gorgeous.
problem.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're really gorgeous. I'm so glad. So, this platform is all about telling our stories. As a young girl growing up with sickle cell myself, I didn't have many stories. I didn't know where to go for stories. And right now, yes, there are a lot of places you could go where you could get stories about different things, but sometimes they're not channeled the way I, as a sickle cell person, want to hear those stories.
Right.
As a sickle cell person, I've become so many different kinds of pain, like, economic pain, finding jobs pain. Having you on board today to talk about your challenges and talk about who you are is exciting me. And I think we're going to start with that. Who are you? A little introduction, your name, and who are you?
Yeah. My name is Jewel Darbonnet. I am 31 years old. I have sickle cell type SS.
Talk about
I am. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, I am a current CEO and founder of a nonprofit organization called Bold Lips for Sickle Cell. And that is a community-based organization dedicated to sickle cell awareness, advocacy, and empowerment. We're pretty big on social media. We do a lot of stuff for the community. We've done anywhere from open mic nights to skating parties to our HBCU college tour, where we went to different HBCU colleges and educated the students on sickle cell trait, sickle cell awareness, empowered the sickle cell warriors that were there. So I am also a mental health advocate as well. I work with the Sickle Cell Community Consortium here in Atlanta with the mental health initiative. So I'm very, very big on, our mental health and dealing with sickle cell and how that affects our mental health. I am disabled. I live my life in a wheelchair because of it was a autoimmune virus that paralyzed me from the neck down when I was 18, and it left. Yeah, it definitely left residual neuropathy. So I've got extensive damage. So living my life in my chair is my freedom. You know, it allows me to travel. It allows me to live, you know, busy lifestyle. I'm also a professional patient advocate where, you know, I work with different pharmaceutical companies, consulting on different advisory boards for them, dealing with like new clinical trials, you know, the different new FDA approved drugs that have come out for sickle cell. So I'm definitely proud of that work that we've been doing with the different pharmaceutical companies, being the voice of the community. So yeah, it's
Well,
me in a
wow.
nutshell.
And you're 31. Do you realize that? You are very young. So, wow. I am
Yeah.
totally amazed. Okay. I will break this down. Everything you said, I've memorized them as much as I could. And I'm going to break them down. First is we'll start off with the organization. What led you to decide that you needed to form this organization? What was it? Because there's so many. Another one reason I'm asking this question is that there's so many other organizations around that deals with sickle cell. So I just wanted to know what made you led you to think that I needed to start my own organization to kind of create a different platform as well.
Well, it actually didn't start as an idea to start an organization. We started as a social media awareness challenge
Wow.
for sickle cell disease. I don't know if you guys remember when the ALS challenge was really big and people were dumping ice water on their head and all that good stuff. Well,
Yeah.
you know, the sickle cell community put out a call to action and was just like, you know, we need something that we can participate in that will bring a voice to, you know, our disease and bring awareness. And I teamed up with a partner of mine in the sickle cell community to really go through social media and push this social media awareness challenge where we dared people to grab their boldest lipstick color. And, you know, guys got lipstick kisses, you know, girls posted amazing selfies with bold lipstick colors. And you know, it went viral because T-Boz from TLC actually posted it on her Instagram.
Oh,
And it just blew up and it turned into this whole empowerment movement of, you know, sickle cell warriors standing up and being bold and speaking out about sickle cell. And so because the momentum was just so huge, I figured that there was a need that needed to be fulfilled. And you know, we were given our generation a voice. We had been silent for so long. um and I just thought it was super needed at that time to be able to, hey, you know, let's turn this into an actual organization where we can, you know, really do some serious work and not just, you know, fade away into the background. You know, I wanted longevity for us. So that's
wow.
how we started.
Yeah.
I never in a million years did I think that I would have a sickle cell organization. Like I had,
Yeah.
didn't even cross my mind.
It's amazing because it's reaching out because that's how I know that's how I found you.
Yeah.
Because you know on my Instagram page always I don't know, sickle cell always comes up. People who's posted things with sickle cell related always come up. And I found you that way, and I'm so impressed. I'm happy I did
Yeah.
because one of the things that I really admire you for is the fact you said you're also disabled, you're in a wheelchair, and you have sickle cell. And there is me, for example, when I was much younger, when I had sickle cell, I was always sick the whole time. And I just thought, why do I have it so bad? And then you had say, I am in a wheelchair. I just want to know, and I'm sure other people want to know, how do you balance that? You have both, and you're still wearing the biggest smile in the room. How? What is your secret?
Listen.
It took me a while to learn my secret, so I'm just wondering.
Oh man, listen, it did not start off that way at
Yeah,
all. Not at all.
but do you normally get
I
sick?
Yeah, I actually get sick a lot. This past year, I've been in the hospital every single month with a crisis. So, yeah, I definitely get sick a lot. And of course, I went through the why me? Like, God, why am I still here? Like, what type of life is this going to be? Like, this isn't, like, of course, just complaining and just mad at the world. Like, what's I'm supposed to do with this? Like,
Yeah,
this is not living. Like, how am I? I definitely went through all those emotions, all those. I went through the depression. I went through, the anger. I literally went through grieving my old life, like grieving being able-bodied. You know, I went through all the stages. I went through anger, bargaining, just
and
um, yeah, it was really tough. But I thank God because I had people surrounding me, like my mom and my aunt, just people that wouldn't allow me to give up. They wouldn't allow me to stop, or, just say, forget it. They kept encouraging me and telling me, you have a story. People need to hear your voice. Your voice matters. Um, and that's when I slowly started to get into advocacy and really going out and speaking about sickle cell and educating volunteers at the hospital, or being a sickle cell camp counselor, and just getting my feet wet as far as advocacy and everything, and using social media to really shine a light on sickle cell. Just using my page, my personal page, as a tool to spread education, spread awareness, and tell my story, of when I'm in the hospital, when I'm not in the hospital, what goes on with me. Um,
yeah,
but
wow.
it was super super tough, super
Yeah,
tough. I still go through it now. I have my days where I'm just like, I'm over this. I don't feel like doing this today. Like,
yeah.
I go through
Mm,
um my depression stages, and it's just all about making sure that you have a support system, and you have uh, you know, for me, I have sickle cell warrior brothers and sisters that are close to me and who keep me, accountable, who keep me, um, just lift my spirits. I can call them
mm,
and talk about whatever, no judgment. It's just,
true. Yes.
yeah.
No, I
So,
love that. I'm absolutely delighted. That takes me on to the mental side. I
mhm,
never associated sickle cell and a mental issue at all. I always just assumed that we just have pain, there's nothing. Even
yeah.
when I was down, when people asked me, oh, my mom would tell me, oh, don't you want to do something today? Even when I was so down, especially when you're trying to get a job and the first thing even if you get the job, you're scared of telling the employee that there are days where you might be sick. So those things
Right.
always got me down. And then when I had my son, that threw me off the wall because I was always sick and I just couldn't understand, why am I always sick? And I just didn't
Hmm.
understand what the essence, why God gave me a son that at the same time gave me ill health. So then depression just kept setting in. But I didn't call it depression because no one ever told me as a sickle cell patient
Hmm.
that there was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
linkage, mental health. that because you're
Mm-hmm.
constantly worried about what tomorrow will bring. I wanted to know how you discovered this linkage to mental health because it took me a while. I'm not kidding you. I probably learned about mental health about 35.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, it's when I started learning that, oh, is that what I had when I was feeling, like that? I didn't know because no one told me about that. But when did you know more about mental health, and how are you now helping people who are going through mental health issues, which is really a big thing in sickle cell?
It is. Actually, I didn't get diagnosed until it's been about 4 years now. Um, I never linked the two either.
Yes.
I didn't realize that the issues that I was dealing with my health and my body were direct relation to what I was feeling in my mind and what was going on
Mm.
in my mental. Um, Whenever I would get out the hospital, I would, just go into, I call them the post-hospital blues. Just really just
Yes.
depressed,
Mm.
the depression of coming out and trying to get back into your life and
Yes.
feeling like I've lost
Mm.
2 weeks of my life. How do I reinsert myself into society and get back to what I was doing before, this hit? And I remember I used to get really, really bad anxiety, um, and like have panic attacks when I would go into the emergency room, and just knowing you're gonna get mistreated. You're gonna go into this ER and they're going to look at you like you're a drug addict. They're going to, not give you the best care. So I just thought that I was an emotional hothead, and I just thought that it
Yeah.
was just me. Like I was just
Mm.
a piece of crap person that just had a really bad attitude and just was moody all the time. Like I thought that was me.
Yeah.
But you know, um, I realized that I needed professional help when I started dealing with a lot of suicidal thoughts,
Mm.
as far as living with this disease and not wanting to live anymore,
Mm.
um, and just really feeling like I was drowning,
Yeah.
and I didn't have a lifeline. I felt like I couldn't talk to anyone because nobody in my family had sickle cell. I'm actually the only person
Yeah.
in my family that has sickle cell. So I felt very, very isolated, very, very alone in the world. Um, and, that's kind of when I decided that I really needed professional help. And going to them and being diagnosed with bipolar, as well as, anxiety and depression, and just knowing that there's a chemical imbalance
Mm.
in my brain. It's
Yes.
not me.
It's not
It's
you. It's just.
it's not me. It's actually, something that my body it's basically like sickle cell. I have no control over what sickle cell does in my body.
Mm. Yeah.
There are times when I don't have any control of what goes on in my mind, and that's a scary place to be,
Mm.
because it's like when we deal with sickle cell, we have that I don't have any control, so you try and control every other aspect
Mm.
in your life, to try and gain some of that, sense of, okay, I've got this, or, I can do this. I'm in control of this shit.
Mm.
So for me, getting on medication for my mental health and for my mental
Mm.
completely changed my life.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah, that's really.
and yeah, and then being able to openly talk about it
Mm,
uh, was extremely healing for
mm,
me.
wow.
But because I was never able to voice
Mm,
how I was feeling or what I was feeling or what I was going through or what was going in my mind, I didn't have an outlet to be able to freely speak
mm.
about the different issues that I was, feeling and dealing with.
Yeah,
And
sure.
being in therapy, like I said, that was extremely, extremely healing for me.
Mm,
So I wanted to, get into being a mental health advocate as well, and actually, speaking about the different issues, because as the Black community, we don't speak about mental health. Like,
no,
um,
it's not something we talk about.
it's not
No,
something, it's
no,
not something we talk about at all.
no.
And I go back to like my mom. My mom is old school, and she's just like, she says go talk to the pastor, and she doesn't believe in going to a therapist, and she doesn't believe that depression is real, and that it's just all in your mind. And yes, it is in my mind, but it is very much real.
Yeah.
you
And
know
nothing beats talking about it as well.
right,
Nothing.
and especially finding out that other people are going through your same struggle,
Absolutely.
and that you're
Yeah.
not alone.
Hmm.
It's definitely.
That gives comfort.
Mhm.
Yeah. I wanted to jump in because a lot of people will be asking how you managed to get some advisory role with the pharmaceutical company. Because a lot of people with sickle cell, I see you just don't have sickle cell. You also have this wheelchair. But it's not stopped you. You're
Mm-mm.
still going out there. You're leading this charity, and now you're also doing some work with some pharmaceutical companies. How would you advise other sickle cell patients who are at home thinking they can't overcome, they can't do this, they can't get that
Right,
job, they can't add
right,
value to someone? What would you
yeah.
say to someone who has lost hope in this?
I would say, don't allow sickle cell to put limits on your life.
Mm,
Um, don't allow your health issues or the things that you go through, health wise, to stifle your dreams, or to take away you dreaming completely.
mm,
Um, just know that you have the power and the ability to be able to live your best life. It's really your decision of, are you gonna sit here and allow sickle cell to dictate every aspect of your life and just be a slave
mm,
to your illness or your disease? Are you gonna let it run your life and just go along with
mm,
that?
mm,
Or are you going to make a stand and say, regardless of what I go through health wise, I'm still going to pursue my dreams, I'm still going to pursue that job, I'm still going to pursue having a family, or whatever it is that you want to do.
mm,
That's one of our like statements in Bold List for sickle cell. It's you know be bold and live your best life. Don't allow sickle cell to stop you from accomplishing anything in
mm,
life. And we need to understand that we are our own new normal. Like, we are our normal.
mm,
We can't look at other people and their life and say, oh, I want to be like them, or I want to live their life. And it's like, no, you've got to create your own path. You've got to create your own happiness. You've got to create your own, dreams and aspirations, and the things that which you want to accomplish with your life. And just know that it might take you a little longer. You might have to take a couple of detours. Um, you might have to do it a different way, but just know that you have the ability to be able to do it, because we, sickle cell patients, we are smart.
You're very.
Like, we are very smart. We are very creative. We are, listen, whatever we put our mind to do, like, we can get it accomplished and we get it done. And like, even though our body may fail us, a lot of times we rely on our mind to, get us through. But yeah, don't allow sickle cell to steal your happiness or steal your joy, or that's kind of how I live. Like, even in the midst of it, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna joke, I'm gonna be a clown.
Yeah.
It's how I get through. It's how I deal.
Yeah.
It's how I deal.
Yeah, I deal with my pain the same way. Everyone asks me, why are you always so happy? Why do you always wear a smile on your face? I'm like, what else do you want me to be so miserable? I'm crying when I'm in pain, and you want me to come out of this clip and cry again? I can't do it. So even when I post post of love, because I don't understand hate. I don't have the energy for it, because the only energy I have is to deal with the pain that sickle cell is going to throw out to me. And once I'm not dealing with that pain, I only want to deal with things that are positive and things that I missed out on. Because I think with sickle cell, sometimes we miss out on certain things. So when I get the opportunity, I'm doing it triple the amount that the normal person would do it. And that's just us. We're blessed that way. You could throw us back 20 times, but we'll come back. We always come back fighting. And I always say to people, if you want to admire someone's life or want to understand what it's like to be thrown back and get back up again, talk to someone with sickle cell. They will tell you what it really means to be thrown back and get back up, thrown back again, get back up, and this is our time. And we just have to keep pushing through. So what is there for you? What's next for you? This is like our final question rounding up. What is there for you? I really enjoyed talking to you, but I just wanted to know what next? What do you have coming up that we could all get ourselves engaged with?
Right now we are preparing for World Sickle Cell Day, which is June 19th. So, obviously this whole pandemic and social distancing and all that good stuff is still going on in the world. So we are going to hold a virtual showcase for Sickle Cell Warriors on our Instagram Live, on our Bold Plus page. We want to show the world that Sickle Cell Warriors are super creative and super talented and super amazing. So that's going to be June 19th at 5 p.m. Eastern, on Bold Plus Instagram page. So we're super excited about that. Just being able to, just really, if you do poetry, if you sing, rap, dance, comedy, whatever it is you do, paint, whatever it is you do, get on live, and we're gonna, give people the floor to be able to do what they do and show their talents and showcase it. So that's coming up, and it's looking like we're probably going to have to do our virtual HBCU tour, because we can't get out and travel and do it, but thanks to different things like Zoom and WebEx and
That's
so we'll be able to go to these different campuses virtually and be able to educate
Wow.
for sickle cell trait and awareness and education and everything. That'll be in September, and of course, September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that as well. And just trying to
How
continue.
are you taking quarantine, being at home when
I'm not doing well.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't stand being in the house, period. I can't stand sitting still. Like, I hate it. I hate every moment, every inch. Like,
So did you not have any method to try and cope and get used to it?
I tried to keep my sanity and my safety, and I tried to focus on doing a lot of like work for the organization, but I couldn't do it. So I was still working and out there driving, lifting people, and I put my mask on and my gloves and everything. You stay over there, I'm stay over here, but I can't sit in the house and just sit here.
The good thing is that, right, you understand your strengths and your weaknesses, and a lot of people just don't understand it. And you understand that, look, I know I have sickle cell, I have my wheelchair, but at the same time, I know what my strengths are, and my strength is I need to be out there. And sometimes out there I'm safe, and that's all that matters. For me, I could stay indoors because I'm so used to it. Even from being in hospital, I could be in my bed the whole time. Sometimes that would get me standing.
Right.
So for me, it was that when it comes to computer, I'm not so good at it, and I've understood I'm not so good at it. And I just like, that's my weakness, and I accept that. So I guess I like the way you just said it. When you know what your strength and your weaknesses are, just live by it and find ways to find joy in doing what you enjoy. Wow, Joe, it's lovely talking to you. I really enjoyed it. I was so delightful that we got connected and we're having these chats, especially this June and very soon was Sickle Cell Day. I'm glad you took the time out. I know you're such a busy person, and I just didn't want to take too much time out of your day. Thank you so much, and stay in touch.
Thank you for having me.
Myself.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll need you to summarize. How do you find joy when you're in pain?
How do I find joy when I'm in pain?
Yeah.
I don't really think you find joy. I think you manufacture joy. Like joy has to come from inside of you, and not outside sources. So for me, the joy is already in my soul. So I'm able to, when I need it, kind of reach deep and like pull it out instead of, going to get it from somewhere else. Because sometimes, other things can let you down. They can, disappoint you. They can not be there when you need them. So I think if you already have joy in your soul, you already have a mindset of, thankfulness and gratefulness, and just, joy and peace and love that just comes from within you. I think that's the way to live, and that's the way I definitely get through my pain and my pain crisis and things like that. So
wow, thank you. I wish you a lovely day and have
no problem.
Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I'll be in touch.
You too.
Thank you.
Most definitely.
Appreciate
it.
Thanks.
All right.